Yo and hello everybody, Mike here, baseball collector. It is Thursday night and I'm pretty excited. We got a new episode of Beyond Cardboard coming up here in a minute. I told you guys about it last week that I was going to be doing this with my special guest Joey, and I'll introduce him in just a second. Hope everybody is having a good week. I guess we're not done with the week. Um, I don't know what's been going on with me. I try to do a little pregame action here, but let me get it pulled up here on my computer so I can follow along with you guys as you're writing down, giving questions and all sorts of cool stuff. Let's see, what do we got? What do we got? How many of us are there? So far, 4. So it is 8 o'clock. That's when I said I was going to get this started. So we might as well go. Y'all all know the drill here with Beyond Cardboard. This is I think my 15th episode, and it's been really great. And so tonight I'm very excited because this guy's channel is one that I've been following for a long time, and I know many of you do since he has almost 550 subs. Just a great guy, generous guy, tons of knowledge about the hobby, tons of great autographs in his collection, and it's cool that he does baseball and football and all sorts of different stuff. He's not just a one-stop pony kind of guy. And so, without further ado, let me introduce my my good buddy Joey Martinez. Joey brings it. What's up, Joey? Cali.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
I'm good, man. Good to have you on the show. Thanks for being here.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Hey, it's Joe brings it on the West Coast, Cali. I'm here, guys.
You are here, and long time coming. I know you've just been dying to be on the show. Come on.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. I've been waiting for my invitation, and, I said to myself, if I ever make it to the big time, to Mike's show, hey, I'm going to thank all my homies on here, and I'm going to start doing that right now.
Go.
Big thank yous to all my buddies on here, if that's okay with you, Mike.
You bet. Knock yourself out.
Okay, man. Big shout out to my homies. Tops 85401, Nate, Aaron Davis, Card Cutter Garrett, Cheese Mikey, Brown Chuck Kyle, Scotty Tradition Scott, Rob 6, D-Rob 6 Brian, Michael Hall of Fame Collector, Bill V Hall of Fame Collector. I got Jonathan, Cuban Collector, Psyched on Baseball Cards. Those back pages, Eric, Blue Jacket 66, Dave, Bink Scott, Bowman 53, my Bowman brother, Alex, Diamond Yard Sports Cards, Chicken Leprechaun, Jake, Whisker Grip, Ed, and I wanted to do a special shout out. Everybody's going to know who I'm talking about, and he deserves recognition. He doesn't do videos, and I know everybody's going to know who I'm talking about. It's Jim Bay One. What's up, my brother Jimmy? He is so supportive of all of our channels. And I wanted to just give Jim Bay One a shout out. I'm finally at the big time, and I want to say, what's up, Jimmy?
Well, that's a lot of awesome channels that you just gave shout outs to, and quite a few of them are already on with us.
Okay, cool.
Si quieres hablar en español esta noche, está bien conmigo. ¿Qué piensas?
Hey, para mí, estaría bien.
Sí.
The only guys who would understand this would be the Filipino man and Cheese Mikey.
And Jonathan.
Cuban, hey, Cuban Collector, I'm up for it. I don't know if the fans would like it, but you actually, Mike, speak very well. You have the best accent. I commend you for that.
Thank you. I think I should have been born Hispanic. I think God made a mistake and made me white. Because I am the whitest white guy.
Especially being a catcher.
That's right.
There you go.
That's right. But I've been to Cuba twice, and I tell you, I go down there. Like I couldn't. If Jonathan started speaking Spanish, I wouldn't understand because Cubans speak so fast, and they drop so many syllables that I'm like, I say más despacio, por favor, más despacio.
There you go. Hey, I always tell people that the thing about speaking another language isn't that you have to be perfect. The gist or the goal is to communicate. Nobody's perfect. Just communicate, and that's what, speaking 2-3 languages is all about.
Well, I know you know this. I've been all over Latin America serving on mission trips with my kids and my family and my church.
Yes.
And they respect so much when you just try. They don't.
Exactly.
You can sound like an idiot, which I do on plenty of occasions, but they really just respect that you're even trying. That you're not just expecting them to speak English, and you're really trying to communicate to them in their language. They really respect that, and so
Yeah, that
um,
is awesome.
man, there's a lot going on. So we got 18 people on now. Great, thanks for being here. I want to make sure that you guys know as we start getting into some questions that's what this show is all about. That you guys write down questions that you want to know from Joey, and I'll be writing them down. Believe it or not, as you guys know, Joey's at work, so we're gonna do this as best we can. But he may have to go do somebody's taxes while we're talking. So if he does, um, hey, Eric wants to know if you got his mail. Did you get mail from Eric?
Yes, I sure did.
Okay.
I've pretty much got everybody's package from the Joey Brington 500 subscriber giveaway. We're giving away the PSA submissions. I have everybody's package. The only one I think I was missing was Diamond Yard Sports Cards. He was going to send me in a really cool Pokemon card of it that his son pulled, the Cynthia. I don't know how many people have kids that collect Pokemon. I mean, that's like the rage right now.
Okay.
Go to any Pokemon channel, and you think that we're cool. These guys have hundreds of thousands of subscribers to their channels. They dwarf us in comparison.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Absolutely
Yeah,
ridiculous.
but that's the only card that I'm missing. But she's already emailing that it's on the way. So pretty soon I'm going to be shooting a video. Mike and I were talking about this, showing all the cards that are going to be into the submission, and it's going to be pretty cool.
You got my cards, right?
Yes, I sure did.
Yeah, they're going to be. I can't wait for you to show everybody, and I can't wait to see what they come back. I'm excited.
That's the most exciting part. Even though right now PSA is taking forever. I mean, there's so many changes and such a backlog. But it's to be expected. I mean, they're the number one company. It's gonna take time, but
Right.
it's well worth the wait.
Well, let's get it right into it because let's talk about PSA for a sec. You and I are both big PSA guys, PSA
Yes.
DNA guys, and an announcement just came out yesterday or the day before that PSA DNA is getting no more blue slabs, no more blue flips, and
Yes.
they're going all red flips. What do you think about that? What's your thoughts?
That's interesting. Did you get the link that I sent you? I sent you the link to that too. Did you? I don't know if you were able to read it.
I did, and I had
It's like
already.
a whole article.
They had sent me an email
Yeah.
about it too. So
Right.
no more blue flips. So what do you think?
In my opinion, I think it's good to have. What's great about the red flips, other than the way they look, is that they really do have the tremendous security. With the holograms on the lighthouse sticker and that Fuji ink that they use. That technology, if I'm not mistaken, was not used in the blue flips. Now, obviously, what everybody hated about the blue flips was the trading card. So from what I understood is they're going to keep doing the same thing. You could send in items that are not legit or not authentic, and it's going to continue to say trading card on it. But now instead of being in the blue flip, it's going to be now in the red flip.
That's right.
That's what I understood.
That's
I mean,
correct.
I think that's okay. That's okay. Uniformity is good.
I agree. I'm excited about it. What I'm kind of upset or pissed isn't the right word, but to me, there's two different registries, right? You have a PSA registry and a PSA DNA registry. I've never understood why those have been separated, why they can't be merged together, and maybe that's where they're going with all of this. But what really makes I've invested so much money in blue flips, as I know you have as well, and it's like, God, now they're doing specials for guys. If you have, like, I have 400 blue flip autographs or something.
My goodness gracious, that's a lot.
So for me to send them all in, even if they charge me, call it $5 a flip to flip it over, to cross it over, that's $2,000.
No, man, you can have a Ty Cobb red for that money.
I know, right? So why would now? And somebody say, well, just do it in spurts. Well, okay, I'm still spending $2,000. I'm just spreading it out. It doesn't change the fact that, and I want them all to be the same. I get it.
Listen, You know what I would have done, Mike? Sorry to cut you off.
No,
what
go
I
ahead.
would have done if instead of the president of PSA being Joe Orlando and it was Joe Martinez, this is what I would have done. I would have kept the blue label separate and the red label separate. The blue would be PSA DNA and the red would be PSA. What I would have done is I never would have went to that trading part thing.
Right.
What I would have done is I would have put all the awesome technology of the new red flip lighthouse holder into the blue flip lighthouse holder. That's what I would have done. Instead of combining them.
Maybe you should be the CEO. Yeah.
How awesome would that have looked? All the blue flips now coming out, still blue, but with the lighthouse and everything, all the security. That would have been awesome.
Yep. I want to give, I got a good question for you and I to talk about, and it's from Jason Aaron Goldberg, who, if you don't watch Jason, his channel is awesome. He does, I love, the way he does it, and hello, sports fans, and the tarp is off the field, and just all the cool stuff that he does. He does a lot of artist things, and I'm a big Dick Perez fan for Perez Steels and Diamond Kings and everything, and I need to figure out a way I guess I need to make a donation to the Clarice Goldberg Scholarship Fund so I can get a Dick Perez autograph from Jason. But that is, hey Jason, put the link in the comments as you're watching here to the scholarship fund. That would just be really cool if people went and did that while they're sitting here watching us. But one question that he asked is, hold on, I got to get back to that. He says, am I the only one that thinks PSA is a scam? And, I wouldn't call it a scam. It's a money grab. I mean, look, they're in the business. I own PSA stock, by the way. So I'm telling you this as a stockholder. I want people to, I would love people to send in their cards to PSA because I own the stock. But point being, is it a scam? No. A money grab, yes. But look, nothing's 100% safe. There is no company that guarantees that you can crack, you can crack slabs and switch out cards, and that used to happen a lot more under the old slabs. But I certainly don't think it's a scam. Do you, Joey?
No, I don't. What was this? I'm older. I think I'm older. I'm a little bit older than you. I'm 49. I'm going to be 50 next month.
Congratulations.
So, thank you. One of the questions that you had on there is what is something unique about you? And my answer was going to be that I have a really cool birthday. It's on February 14th.
Happy Valentine's Day and Joey Brings It Day.
Yep. My dad, being Mexican, my dad wanted to name me Valentino.
That's funny.
But my mom said, no way. I would have been teased mercifully here.
Well, why don't you tell everybody how you got started collecting and what got you going, and tell that story.
Okay, sure. I grew up in what I think was a really cool time. I came of age as a little kid in the late 70s, and my parents had a little shop, a little mom and pop store. And being 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, I remember it was 1979. There was a baseball card shop. We didn't call them LCSs back then. That opened up like 4 doors down from where my mom's store was. 4 doors down. So, being a little mom and pop store, there was no babysitter, so we would go all summer there. We would go on the weekends. We would go, Christmas break, spring break. We would be there, and I would be every day walking to the card shop. Mark Graff's comics and baseball cards, I still remember. And I remember the guy, Mr. Mark Graff. And that's where I started collecting. 1979 tops. Baseball and football. That's what got me going.
Great year.
And that's how I started collecting. Yep, 1979.
So who are your favorite teams and players that you collect? What do you do? What do you collect?
Okay. Well, obviously, being from the West Coast, the best coast, it's all about Cali over here. Dodgers. It's always the Dodgers. I grew up during that time, with the magnificent infield, the Dodger record-breaking infield of Ron Cey, Bill Russell, Davey Lopes, Steve Garvey. And, I'm getting to be now 11, 12 years old. Fernando Mania, Tommy Lasorda bleeding Dodger blue.
Yeah.
It was all about the Dodgers. And, getting into my high school years, hey, I was growing up right in the middle of Showtime, the Lakers,
Yeah.
Imagine living here when Magic and Kareem and James Worthy and Michael Cooper and all these guys were winning championships.
Kurt Rambis.
Battling Detroit. Yeah, Kurt Rambis, there you go. So I grew up during that time. Football, to tell you the truth, I didn't have a California team. I was an America's team. I grew up during the Dallas Cowboys when they were in the NFC Championship game every year. They lost a lot of them. But Roger Staubach, Tony Dorsett, my favorite player of all time, number 33 out of Pitt. He was my favorite football player. I just loved the way he ran. So smooth, so elusive. He lasted forever. That was the era, watching wrestling on TV.
Yeah.
That's back in the day when Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan and Jimmy Superfly Snuka and all these legends. That's where watching tennis. John McEnroe against Connors and Ivan Lendl. That's the era of sports that I grew up in. That's what I love.
That's awesome. As a fellow Cowboys fan, I'm very proud of you. And the game last week, the Cowboys got crushed and should have lost way worse than they did score-wise. But there were tons of Cowboys fans in the stands. It was about 50-50 from what I remember.
Yeah, I guess they still are America's team, but now I think it's more about, I don't know, it's like the brand, the cool thing, with the color, the dark blue, and it's just, I don't know. They don't. To tell you the truth, I've learned through my collecting and through my watching sports that I am not a Dallas Cowboy fan. I was a Dallas Cowboy fan when I was a kid because I love those players.
Right.
The reason being, remember, I'm 49. I grew up when there was only 12 stinking channels on the TV. You turned the TV with the knob, like clank, clink, every channel, clink. If you were, if you had money, you have a remote control that was also a push button. You hear the snap every channel.
Yeah.
But so you watched the games and you grew up. You didn't know about their personal lives. You didn't know if Tony Dorsett was, dating the Kim Kardashian in 1979. You just didn't know that.
Right.
So we idolize these players, and for me, it's been so hard to idolize these new players. I just can't get into it. But I love sporting events; it's fun to watch. But I will not die with these guys.
All right,
that's
fair enough.
the way I feel. That's why I collect only vintage, because that's where I get my feelings and my being from is the guys back in the day.
Well, this is a typical Joey Brings It video. We are almost 20 minutes on the air, and we've gotten through one question.
We haven't talked about anything.
We've gotten through one question. So, just so you know, Joey, I may skip some of the normal questions only to keep us from not being here all night. But
no worries.
So, a lot of people on here know you're collecting Focus. Some people on here may not follow your channel. You need to if you don't. But kind of talk about your favorite sets, and I know that'll lead to kind of what your collecting Focus is, but what's maybe your favorite sets of all time?
Okay, well, one of my premier Focus, my premier set is obviously the 1953 Bowman Colors. That's what I love, the photography on that set. It's rather difficult to get good-looking cards, and I love that set so much that I'm doing a double or simultaneous set build. I'm doing the graded, the PSA graded, and an autograph, a PSA DNA autograph. So I'm doing double duty on that set. I'm going to get it done. I'm about 40% done on the card graded side and over 50% done on the autograph side.
Are you doing all of them or just the Hall of Famers?
No, all of them.
Wow.
big or go home.
That's pretty
You know,
awesome.
shout out to my Bowman brother. Shout out to Alex, Bowman 53. He knows what I'm talking about.
You know
It's
who
hard
else?
to get these cars the way you like them.
You know who else collects 53 Bowman color?
Mike, baseball collector.
Yes, he does. That was.
Yep.
I love them. I just got the Whitey Ford not too long ago. God, that's
That's a tough card.
it's a hard
That
one.
is a tough card. It's very hard to get that card centered. It's almost impossible. If you were to find a centered copy, even the PSA 5, you're probably looking at $300.
Yep, that's about right.
It's
And
impossible.
mine's a 4. Okay. So, is there a part of this hobby, a collecting niche, that you've never done that you would maybe like to get started? I know you have a lot of projects, so I may be asking you like, no, I don't want any more. But is there something you wish you would have done or wish you could do now?
Yes. And it's the one regret I think that I have in this hobby. And I've mentioned it a time or two on my previous videos. Back in the day, remember, I was a kid, man. You know, I couldn't get more than $10 at one time, $12 at one time. So I went to the card shop. You know, I'm 10 years old, 11, 13 years old. And he would just pull out the binders, Mr. Markgraf. And there would be 1968 tops, 1967 tops. And you see the Hank Aaron's and the Pete Roses and this guy named Mickey Mantle. So the Mickey Mantle, man, it was always like 25, 1968 tops, Mickey Mantle was $25, and the Aaron was 12, and the Maze was 12. So I would save up my money, and I would get the Maze, I would get the Aaron, I would get every guy I would get, all Hall of Famers, you know, eventually, except I would never get the Mickey Mantle. One, because I didn't grow up watching NBC, you know, before my time, and I didn't want to pay the double the price. I knew Aaron, I knew Maze, I knew Rose, I knew all these guys, so in my collection, I actually only have like 1 or 2 Mickey Mantles. I don't have any because I never wanted, as a kid, to pony up the money. And now, forget it, man. The price of mantles are out of this world.
Yeah, I just
That's
got.
what I think my one regret.
What did I just get? The 64 and the 7, and
No, like that probably set you back what, $250?
no.
More
than that.
That's how much out of the loop I am.
Yeah, it was $400.
400. See, okay, this is the way I look. With $400 in 64 tops, with $400, I could get a Pete Rose PSA DNA autograph for 150. You know, I could get Harvey Killebrew. I could get, you know, the awesome Yankee multiplayer card with Mantle and that. I could get like 5 or 6 cards for 400. And I've always been the type that I would rather have the 5 or 6 cards than the one ginormous one. Like, that's just the way I collect.
And I get it, and I'm the same way most of the time. I got it for about $100 under VCP, and so I was like, I don't own any 7s. Most of my mantles are 3s and 4s.
Yes.
And, you know, that's my normal mantle pickup. And this one was just so pretty, and I was texting with Eric and Ray and Andrew and like, okay, here's a card. Should I get, you know, basically, what do you think? And all of them are like, it's freaking gorgeous. And so I pulled the trigger on it. I couldn't resist. So, but I'm normally like you. I think that's a great frame of mind, by the way. I want a quantity of quality. And, you know, if I had unlimited funds, which, you know,
Just exactly.
other than Blue Jacket 66, none of us have unlimited funds. But no, I'm just kidding.
I know.
Dave. I'm totally kidding.
Yeah, Dave is crazy. We all have. Have you had Dave on this show?
Yeah.
You have to put. Have you?
Yeah.
I don't. I gotta go back and see, and I gotta check and see what he does for a living because man, his card collection is amazing.
Well, I don't want to spoil it for you, but I do ask him that question. He was great. I think he had a blast with the show, as all my guests tend to have a really good time on the show. Several of them are watching us right now.
I got to go back and catch that episode for sure.
Dave's on right now, and he goes, "Hey, I have 2 ex-wives. That's what cost him the most money, I think."
Oh my goodness gracious!
So do you get to go to a lot of Major League ballparks or NFL stadiums or what?
No, to tell you the truth, no. I mean, I've been to Dodger Stadium maybe 2 times. I've been to, for a football game, I've been to Jack Murphy Stadium, the old Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego, but just no. I don't know. I'm not a rich guy. All my funds, goes to support my family, and, when I have extra funds, I'll get cards.
Right.
But, my family is not super big into the major sports here. To tell you the truth, we're a soccer family.
Okay.
So I've been to, I did a video maybe about a month ago. I don't know if any of you viewers saw it, where the thumbnail is Brandy Chastain, the women's soccer player, taking off her shirt, flexing. That was the 1999 Women's World Cup.
I remember.
I was at that one for sure.
That's cool.
My future ex-wife was there with me. So we went to that. We went to the '94 World Cup when the USA was playing and they were kicking butt. You guys remember Alexi Gallus and
Sure.
Tony Meola and all these guys? So I've been to soccer games. We're a soccer family. I coach my daughter's club soccer team. For the last 6 years, I've been their coach. We're primarily a soccer family.
Tu hermano Pepino Man está aquí también.
Hey, ¿qué onda, Pepino? What's up, homie?
He says the only real stadium is Dodger Stadium, and I can tell you I've been to Dodger Stadium, not impressed. And I've been to 31 different stadiums. Dodger Stadium's probably in my lower 5 or 6 that I've ever been to. So that's...
Well, you have to look at it this way. Man, when you go to Dodger Stadium, you just sit down and you could still see Ron Cey at third base. You could still see Bill Russell at shortstop. That's what makes a stadium to me. When you see the retired numbers on the wall, you go and walk into the concession stand and you see that humongous picture of Fernando Valenzuela looking up into the sky. The spirit of Tommy Lasorda is there. It might not be the newest or most modern stadium, but man, a lot of great things have happened there.
Look,
Gibson.
I enjoyed the experience.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I had a Dodger dog, and I did the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I'd much rather go to Fenway or Yankee Stadium or Wrigley, or hell, I'd almost rather go to the Trop. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well,
I'm totally kidding.
Yeah, that's one thing. That's one thing you have over me. Being way over here. Don't get me wrong. I would love to go to Fenway, man. And believe me, I would see the ghosts of Ted Williams and Carl Yastrzemski right there at and then Jim Rice and all these great players that have played there. The image of Pudge hitting that home run, just willing it to stay fair. I'd love to be at Fenway, but it's just so far away.
Piece of advice: if you ever go to Fenway, spend the $14 to do the tour. You get to go up and touch the Fisk pole and touch the pesky pole and sit in the Ted Williams seat, and there's just so much. It was $14. It's like the best $14 I've ever spent at a ballpark.
Cool.
Was doing that. But okay, this is about you, not about me. Hang on, I got to get back to the questions. So, are you going to be, the whole YouTube community wants to know, will Joey Brings It make an appearance in Chicago at the National?
Oh, yeah, that's going to be my goal for this year. It's going to be the first one that I've ever been to. I can't wait. To tell you the truth, I've never been to, a humongous card show. I live vicariously through you guys when you guys do your videos and stuff. I've never been to a card show, that type of a card show, where there's, it's a big convention center and there's hundreds of dealers. I mean, I went to a local card shop here and there. But my buying experience has primarily been 50% of my collection is my childhood collection, and the other 50%, eBay.
Sure.
But I've never had the experience of being at a big card show like there are in the East Coast. I think it's just going to be an amazing experience, and plus, I can't wait to meet all of you guys. It's going to be awesome.
I tell you, Eric and I are on this, campaign to get as many people at the national as we can. Eric mentions it on every one of his videos, and it is, it's indescribable. It's literally, you can't
Yeah.
describe it, and it is so much fun to meet everybody. And I know Eric and I are looking forward. We talk about this, about all the rookies that are going to be there, the first timers to go to the national.
Yes.
You will crap your pants, and if whatever that smell is that when I'm standing next to you at the national, I'll know that you literally crapped your pants.
It's going to be that.
It is.
This is
awesome.
How about this? Yeah. How about this, Mike? I have a weird feeling that I don't know which way it's going to go. It might go 50-50. It's going to be a coin toss. Am I just going to just forget everything and just look at every table? Or am I just going to meet and see so many of my friends on here that I'm going to spend the whole 2 or 3 days just mingling and getting to know everyone?
That's a fantastic question, actually.
Yeah.
So this year when I went was the first time I had gone as a YouTuber kind of guy. And so in my previous nationals, I had not done YouTube videos, so nobody knew who I was. And I didn't care. I was there to get cards. And it's ginormous, dude. And so it depends on how long you're going to be there. If you're there only a couple of days. So the show runs from like 10 in the morning till 5 or 6 at night or whatever, right? So that's a long time, and you get really tired. And it's kind of like, if you're only there one day, you need to look at cards. I'm telling you, because you'll find stuff and see stuff that will blow you away. And wave at people as you walk by. If you're there for several days, I would tell you to, which you should be. If you go for only one day, you are selling yourself way too short. And this goes for anybody out there.
I'm going to try to go for 3 days for sure.
Okay. So at night, once the show's over, we all are gonna, we're gonna meet up. We're gonna, you go to people's, everybody. There's only so many hotels, so you'll have a bunch of guys at one hotel and another one, and you'll just kind of figure out, hey, where are we going tonight? And you basically hang out either in someone's room or down at the bar, and you're either ripping packs together. You're drinking
and I've heard a big rumor going around too.
Yeah, what's that?
That once we get everybody there, the first night, all the drinks are on Baseball Collector. Is that true?
That is so not true.
Oh my gosh!
But Eric,
I heard that. I'm telling you, I heard that.
Eric said he'd buy the first 2 rounds for everyone. But my goal is to do a kind of get together one of the nights. And make it probably Friday night, maybe. We'll see.
Sure.
Of where we honor the new class of the YouTube Hall of Fame once that gets taken care of here in a couple of weeks.
Sweet.
And everybody can come. It's not only for those guys.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll have a good time with that. But yet you've got to, you need to move heaven and earth to go. Especially, your Joey brings it. So it is a weird feeling when you're walking around. And I had this happen to me, certainly with other YouTubers. But then when I had dealers coming up to me and go, hey, are you baseball collector? That's when I was like, are you kidding me? Like, seriously. And it's a very certainly humbling. It's not ego thing.
I
it's
think,
like, really?
I think I'm going to have more of experience like Joe Silver Jackify. He thought everybody was going to know who he was and recognize him. He went into some card show up on the East Coast, and then nobody went up to him.
Yeah.
That's going to be me.
Well, Joe is ugly, so nobody would want to go talk to Joe anyway. Mike, who is, most people don't know that it come of an egg. His first name is Mike. There's so many Mikes on YouTube. He said, I signed a chick's boob. It was very humbling when he was at the National, because I met him this last year. But we got to keep going with questions, man. And this is awesome. I think everybody's getting a kick out of this. I want to hear your story about YouTube and how you got started in YouTube. Where'd your handle come from? Tell me kind of that story.
Okay, let me see my handle. I don't know, man. I grew up in some crazy times. I grew up, I'm sure a lot of you guys remember the poker age, man, the golden age of poker when Chris Moneymaker won, the World Series of Poker.
Yep.
Everybody jumped in, and there was online poker and all that, and Joey Brings It was my online poker handle.
Okay.
So Joey Brings It, that's what, hey, you try to raise me or re-raise me, I'm going to bring it. I'm going to see if you have some whales or no. And I would shove all in on a lot of guys, and they would wilt. And that's where I got my handle. Joey Brings It.
Okay. But what got you started doing videos?
Let me see. I remember what got me started collecting graded cards. One day I just wanted to, what the heck is with this grading thing? I saw all these cards on eBay that were graded. So I just went and I bought a 1979 Topps $20 set, like for $8. It was a PSA 8. I go, I want to see what this hoopla is about. When I got that card, it was the most beautiful thing I have ever seen in my life.
That's cool.
A card of the quality of the PSA 8, I couldn't imagine and believe it. So then I started looking through YouTube. Do people show these cards? And then boom. I remember, I'm sure a lot of the guys that are out here, that I started seeing channels like that Dieselot guy.
Yep.
Or Troy from Packers Corner and Puff Bear, 123 or whatever his name was. All these guys I started seeing, and I couldn't believe that there was all these people that collected baseball cards. And then one day I said, hey, I'm going to do it. I started the way everybody starts. If you go to my very first video, you're going to say, hey, guys, it's Joey. How you doing today?
Dude, we all sucked at the beginning. We all sucked.
And then I only show my hands, and that's the advice that I have for anybody that wants to start a YouTube channel. Don't go in with your hands, man. Just the way I got from 100 subscribers to 500, it's a very simple process within 1 or 2 years. It was when I showed my face. When you do the face reveal, people see you, they identify with you, they feel there's something in their brain happens. And it happens to me when I see you guys. I know you. I feel like you're my best friends. I know exactly who you are. I hear your voice. You put it to a face, and it's a human experience that we want to connect. So any new YouTubers out there, that's my number one, tip, advice, is just go all in and show your face. We will all get to know you quicker and on a more deeper level. Trust me.
Do you know Beantown 62? Do you know that channel?
No, actually, no.
Okay, so
there's so many new channels that it's so hard to keep up.
No doubt. But he's a guy, he lives here in Texas. His son is the sports card kid dad, really. His grandson is the sports card kid. Anyway, we called him the other day, and I was calling him just to shoot the bull a little bit and talk about something. But point was, he's like, later on, he told me, he goes, I saw this weird number on my phone, and I answered it, and I knew who it was just from the voice when I was saying, hey man, this is, I didn't even have to say who I was. And that's what you get with this. There's tons of YouTubers I've never met, but feel like I know them for the same reasons you just said. I don't know what Jason Aaron Goldberg looks like. I'm just looking at people on here that don't show their face. And there's, look, I get it. It's okay if you don't. I agree with you that I think if you want your channel to grow, you got to give a reason for people to, you got to give them a reason to like you. And nobody's going to like a pair of hands. That's just...
Exactly.
That's never going to happen. And it doesn't mean you can't get good subs and you can't have a successful channel. But if you look at all the successful channels that if you want to call having lots of subs and views successful, then they all show their face, right? None of them are hands only. So if you're getting started, it's okay to probably do that till you're a little more comfortable talking into the camera and all that. But if you're like me, you have a face for radio, you're just kind of stuck looking at me. So talk about maybe some YouTubers that you kind of look up to and that you really like their style, or you've tried to, you just have a lot of respect for. Who do you think about?
Oh man, that's a hard question. There's so many good ones. Garrett, Card Cutter, with the Slap City, man. He's the best guy around. You know that.
I do.
Country. He's a great guy, and the service that he provides with the Slab City, on Facebook and stuff, it's just awesome. We need more guys like that. So obviously, I look up to Garrett, Tops 85401, Nate. I love Nate, man. He's so humble. Nate is a true collector. It doesn't have to be a valuable card. It's just he loves everything. He loves baseball cards. Hey, you can't be a baseball card junkie without loving the cards. Snoop 12922. He's a hard worker, man. All the stuff that he brings, all the information. He's such an asset to the community. I love his channel. There's so many more. There's a guy I know, pretty decent guy. His name is Baseball Collector. What I love about your channel, man, I love your variety. You've kind of shown me how to do a little bit, not so much the scope that you do, but to talk about different things. I mean, I love the way you have your Hall of Fame project. I love the series now that you have with the Beast. That is so unique here on YouTube. And I love the way you're incorporating your family into your channel. I mean, that's what's making your channel grow, is all this awesome content and variety. So I do look forward to emulating you in the future and continue to grow my channel as well.
Well, thank you. Speaking of Garrett, he just popped on. He's at work. Garrett, if y'all don't follow Card Cutter, you're missing out. He's a great guy. I talk to him almost every day, and he's become a great friend. But he just popped on. He said, Garrett brings it back again.
Hey, what's up, Big G?
So he may have already left. I don't know. He said, I'm just popping in for a second. But
hey, I think he has, with his 4 kids, he's a busy guy.
He is very busy, and he's working nights, so he's
gotcha.
Which sucks. So you mentioned it earlier, and I'll say it again. Our community here is just growing like freaking crazy, and I feel like the old man now, in the YouTube community. And
you look like the old man too.
That's a lot of gray. But question for you would be: are there kind of some new channels that you think are doing a great job? I'm sure. I mean, there's a lot of them, but are there any that really stand out to you?
It's so hard. It's so hard to even. I wish I just couldn't memorize all the questions. There's a new channel that I just saw yesterday, and I know he has like 4 subscribers. I was his 4th subscriber, and his first video was showing a Stan Musial 1948 Bowman and like some T206s.
Wow.
And I think me and Maxa Jackson are the only subscribers to his channel. And what was cool about this guy, you guys gotta look it up. I don't know what his name was. Something about corners. Like it's about the corners.
Okay. That's a cool name.
Look it up. Something about corners. And he was actually very knowledgeable, and what I liked about him is it was nothing but hands, but he had his girlfriend or fiance or wife with the hands also, and they were doing it together. So being knowledgeable and having good content and having your partner, your wife in there, awesome. So look up that channel. Something about the corners. Maybe I'll text you when I find it, and then you can put the link on this video. And then there's another guy that I did on one of the shout-outs, I think on Mike O's 3,500 subscriber video. There's a guy on here that is talking about investing in, are my cards gaining value?
Vintage Card Curator. Vintage Card Curator.
Yes, Card Curator. That guy I just sit there and I'm like a zombie just listening to everything he says.
Yeah.
There's
That's
actually other guys on YouTube that do the same thing, but not for baseball cards. They do it like for Magic the Gathering. There's this guy named Alpha Investments. There's a guy named Vintage Magic. There's a guy that does Pokemon. His name is Steve R. Pratt or something like that. And I was so happy when I found the Card Curator because he does it now for baseball cards.
First of all, see you, Bill. Bill, Hall of Fame, the Hall of Fame collector is leaving. But
all right.
So Alpha Investments is the only non-sports card channel that I watch because I think he's hilarious.
Yes, creepery.
You got some Michael Lawson. He said, Joe, like your channel, help me start collecting more. So that's a cool compliment that you just got.
Wow, thank you. I appreciate it.
I think you definitely are gonna have to go watch this later so you can see the comments because there's tons
Yes.
of them. There was another thing. Let's see who said something here. Oh, what is your favorite? Because I know my answer to this question. Do you have a favorite channel name, like somebody's name that you go, "That's the coolest name I've ever heard"? Who would you think?
Wow, that's put me on the spot.
That is putting you
It,
on the
it would
spot.
have to be Pepino Man.
Okay,
Yeah,
Cucumber Man.
you guys, Cucumber Man. But it's like it's more than that. In being Hispanic, it's like such double meaning, and it could be an innocent name, it could be
Dirty.
a spunky. It's not. Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but there's so many different ways to interpret it, and then it fits his personality to a T. I think his name is awesome. That's kind of a tough question, but there's so many cool names. I should have maybe a video, a contest. Everybody named their top 5 YouTube names. Their favorite channels. Who has the best name? And maybe give some kind of award to the winner.
That's
That would be
actually
cool.
not. That's actually a good contest idea.
Dude, I'm the best, man. If I had more time, I would stop doing baseball card videos. If I had time, I would go and do like a barbecue channel. Man, that would be making money.
My favorite channel name, and it's not even close really, is Andy, who is my boy from Oklahoma City, and it's She Blinded Me with Refractors. That's just the greatest name ever.
That is a great name.
I just think it's brilliant, really. Okay, got to keep going. We're moving along here. Now we're not even out of the cardboard questions, and we're at 50 minutes. Okay.
Okay, so that means I'm gonna have to come back for another episode.
We might have to do a part 2. Holy
How
crap!
about this? How about this, Mike? I want to be the first guy to have 2 episodes.
No.
So come on, commit to it. Commit to it right now. It doesn't have to be tomorrow. It could be in 2 years. But if you're ever gonna bring back a repeat guest, it's Joey Brings It. Come on.
I'm handshaking with you. There you go.
Okay, good.
All right. I am gonna move. I want you to give non-Joey Brings It answers to these questions. I want you to short and concise these because I want everybody to hear more about your story, and I don't want this to go for 3 hours. So, and we're getting some questions for the audience that I'm having to write down. But so where did you grow up?
I grew up in the same place I'm sitting right now. It's the Central Coast, the West Coast, the Best Coast. It's a little city called Santa Maria, California.
Okay.
Right in between, for those of you who might not be familiar, there's 2 pretty cool cities. Right, we're sandwiched right in the middle. There's San Luis Obispo. That's where Cal Poly University is. That's where I went to school. And there's Santa Barbara. We're right in between San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara.
Cool. Lone Star Legends is asking me what part of Texas. I'm in the Metroplex, just so you know, Fort Worth. Okay, so let's see, where am I at? Oh, what do you do for a living? Can I answer that for you?
I'm the tax man.
He's the tax man.
For a living.
He's an accountant, and he caters mainly to the Hispanic market, which I think is great. And porque hablas español? See?
Yeah, of course.
See him?
I'm nice. I'm polite. I'm respectful, and I know my stuff.
There you go.
I kind of like to say that I'm like the In and Out. Those of you, not everybody will know what In and Out Burgers is, but I'm the In and Out of taxes here in my little city. Simple tax, like Mike. I'm sorry, but I could not do your taxes.
Okay.
I do simple taxes, straightforward W-2, and we're in and out.
Well, you're right.
If you own 2 homes or have a big investment in PSA, I cannot help you. It's simple. It's $100 and in and out in 3 minutes. Straight up.
You might get your wish and get to do a second episode because my iPad's about to die and we may not make it. But
okay.
So, are you married? Do you have any kids?
Yes. I'm married since 2001 to my beautiful wife, and I have 3 lovely fabulous, just great kids. I have a daughter who's 16, a sophomore. I have a son who's 12, gonna be 13, seventh grader, and then my little boy, and you guys have probably seen him running around in my videos. He's 8 and he's in second grade.
Ah, so you're 49 and you're there in your life. I'm 45, and I'm about 6 months away from being a total empty nester with my 2 kids. So
Wow.
I'm excited. What does your wife think about your obsession / collection?
She's not too happy about it. There's, she doesn't get it, so she doesn't understand why all these little packages are always coming to our house, and then when I say, I gotta send my friend a package, don't put our address on there. We don't know who's gonna come, and she doesn't get it.
What was I gonna ask? Does she watch your videos at all or ever anything?
I don't know. I think she does. I don't know. My kids do. My kids crack me up, man. They're always making fun of me. I mean, when I try to call my wife and my little boy is on the phone and he has to give it to his mom, and my wife will say, "Who's it?" And my little boy, Adam, will say, "Joey brings it."
So you mentioned that your wife was always giving you a hard time. Does she also, when you're in the shower, does she say, how come I'm always seeing these little packages when she looks at you in the shower? No? Okay.
Okay. Well, how did that come to your mind? Like, are you thinking about me in the shower?
No.
Or has that happened to you?
Okay, fair enough. No, because Alex Bowman 53 said, "LOL,
Yeah.
all the little packages." So it made me think of a joke.
Okay.
So, that's
Bowman 53 is no longer my Bowman brother.
Yes, he is. Come on. So let's see. Did you play a lot of sports when you were a kid?
2 sports. I was a double sport athlete in high school, soccer and baseball. I played goalie as a soccer. I was an all-CIS goalie in soccer, and I was an all-league catcher, just like you, Mike.
All right.
My problem is I could have went places. My problem was I'm not as tall as you are. How tall are you?
6'2".
6'2". If I was 6'2", I would have just been retiring from professional soccer. If I was 6'2", but I'm 5'11", so you can't be a professional goalie at 5'11", or you can't even be a Division I goalie at 5'11". It's really tough.
Most people don't know. I went to play Division I baseball. So.
Wow.
Nate's here. Tops 85 401.
What's up, Nate, my brother?
Okay, got a couple more questions, then we're gonna.
Sure.
You're doing great, by the way. Hope you're having fun.
Yes.
So, do you have any hobbies besides cards and kids now? Those are your 2 biggest things, but
that's almost like an oxymoron. It's an impossible thing. I work in my own business. You always have time to be golfing. I don't know how you do it. Mine is a small business where if I don't come to work, even though I have a couple of secretaries that'll, hold the fort down, all of a sudden the revenue just drops by 50% when I'm not here. So I basically have to be here every day. So there's no time. I have my family. I do take time to coach my kids' teams. That's what I do. I guess that would be my hobby.
That's awesome.
I'm a soccer coach. Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, we're going to move on to a couple of audience questions that we have here, and then we'll start doing some rapid fire. But right now, got a question. I didn't write down who asked the question, so I'm sorry, guys. But do you think grading modern cards is worth it? Is worth the cost?
Yes and no. No would be, I would not grade, like, what do you guys call them, base cards, or unless you're going to be like Nolan Elite Code 3 and, try to grind out $3 profit, but who of us has the time or the budget to do that?
Right.
So I would say no. The ones that I would grade would be like the card you sent me, that dual autograph. The ones that are numbered and limited. Those ones, grade them all day.
Well, don't be giving up my secrets just yet. You're going to do a video.
No. Yeah. That's why I didn't name names or anything.
I totally agree with that. If you want a modern graded card, just buy it. To me.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you send it in and it's a 2018 card and it gets an 8, well, that card literally is worth less than you paid to slab it. So, to me, I think it's, we're vintage guys, so we rag on the modern guys a lot. And I love modern baseball, so if this is going to come across as me being a dick, but I'm not. It's it's that I'm just a vintage guy. That's the easiest way to say it.
Yeah, me too.
I prefer vintage.
Ditto, me as well.
Yeah. All right. Who do you think gets in this? I think this was from Joe Silverjackify. Who do you think will get in the Hall of Fame this year?
Wow,
baseball.
I don't know.
Baseball.
I'm kind of. Are you talking? Oh, the baseball. I'm kind of not liking the Hall of Fame, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
Because in my opinion, only my humble opinion, they're letting in guys that shouldn't be there. And it is no disrespect to any of the players that have been getting elected or that will be elected. The one that just comes to mind is Harold Baines. I cannot think of one epic play or situation or season that Harold Baines had. I just did a video the other day, and it was kind of a funny video, kind of to make fun, but also kind of serious. Man, I think I would pick Will Clark to be in the Hall of Fame over Harold Baines, because man, Will Clark was in playoff games. He brought the stadium, he brought the house down in San Francisco, even in Texas. But these kind of players are in the Hall of Very Good. I don't think they should be next to Willie Mays and Hank Aaron and Mickey Mantle and Babe Ruth and Ty Cobb.
Do you think Bonds and Clemens should be in?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Pete Rose.
Me too.
Because it has nothing to do with what you did off the field, or you can do, you can say, well, these guys obviously did steroids, but the other guys, like Ken Griffey, obviously had better equipment to train on than George Foster did.
True.
If George Foster, you guys remember George Foster? That guy was a player, man. A hitter anyway. If George Foster or Greg Luzinski could have had the same kind of equipment that the guys today have, oh my God, they would be Hall of Famers. So that goes into the same thing as drugs. The equipment is different. And also, imagine if Mickey Mantle and Yogi Berra and all these other guys, Roger Maris and good guys, actually trained year-round instead of having to get jobs in the off-season or going to serve their country like Ted Williams and Hank Greenberg and all these guys.
It's a good point.
It would be a different story.
I think actually Eric was saying maybe the question is really, who do you think is going to be, and you don't have to answer this because I know you'll do a video on it, but who do you think is going to be in the YouTube Hall of Fame, which is probably more important than the Baseball Hall of Fame. But
yeah. I don't know. That's going to be a tough one. I'm going to have to go and really look through, all the guys that I subscribed to. It's going to be way different now that the original class is in there. It's going to be really interesting to see who makes it, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, it'll be fun. That's just a plug for myself. Sunday night, I'll be doing the announcement of how that's going to work and how the voting's going to work this year. So make sure you're ready for that Sunday night. I won't do it live. I'll just post a video, so be ready for that. Let's move on.
I have a quick little thing. Anybody votes for Joey Greenfield, I'll do the taxes for free.
Dang.
Just kidding. What I was gonna say is, is there anybody we can call to get the inside scoop? You know how there's people are getting the inside scoop. I don't know how they get it. They know like what the percentages are already. It's who's gonna make it. It's not.
Yeah.
Where do they find out these things?
So if you and do this when we're off the phone, but go to or just Google BB for baseball, BBHOF tracker, and you will find a guy named Mr. Tibbs, That'll be the first thing you pull up, and it'll show you the spread. He creates a spreadsheet, and he accumulates all the votes from Twitter and email and websites, and he puts it on.
Wow.
He accumulates all that data, and it's really awesome. So, just Google
But,
BBHOF tracker, and that's how you'll get it.
okay, cool. Cool. So I guess my question would be is, who's going to be the Mr. Tibbs of the YouTube Hall of Fame?
That's me. I do that.
Okay.
The
So
commissioner.
you have the monopoly then on everything.
Hey, if somebody else would have come up with the contest, they could run it. But
Okay, sounds good, Mike.
my
Sounds
contest, my rules, I'm the commissioner. Take it or leave it.
good. Sweet.
Okay, here we go. Ready for some rapid fire? Rapid fire.
Okay, bring it on.
Bring it on. Joey brings it on with some rapid fire. Here we go. Favorite pizza topping?
Pepperoni,
Favorite ice cream flavor?
cookies and cream,
Nice. On your hot dog, mustard or ketchup?
mustard.
Yes. So far, you're doing great. There's no right or wrong answers.
Yeah,
Coffee, black or with cream?
with cream because every morning when I make my coffee, my kids want some, so I have to have cream in it.
Gotcha. Are you a good dancer?
No, my wife is. My wife is an amazing dancer.
Will your wife come with you to Chicago?
No way. She might, but she won't go to the baseball card part.
It Cometh at Egg just made a funny joke, so I'm going to suspend rapid fire questions. He said, I need to find a new babysitter. John Wetland is not returning my calls. That's so bad.
Oh my God, that's
So
bad.
All right. Favorite candy bar?
Ooh, Milky Way.
Favorite soda?
Oh, you didn't know that. Those of you who are loyal to my channel, it's Diet Coke.
Diet Coke.
I'm drinking one right now.
Nice. Favorite board game?
Monopoly.
Yes. Favorite movie?
I've been,
Go ahead.
okay, no, I was going to say I love Monopoly so much. I have a like a reputation or a history. Everybody says, I remember you cheat all the time when we were kids. That's how much I love Monopoly. I would cheat to try to win.
Awesome. That's so sad
Yeah.
that you had to cheat at Monopoly. What's your favorite movie franchise?
Oh man, that's gonna be a tough one.
It's got to be Rocky, right? You play Rocky music all the time.
Well, I was okay. I'm gonna say The Godfather because I'm gonna answer Rocky to another question you're gonna be.
Okay. What's your favorite sport to watch?
Soccer.
What's your favorite sport to play?
Soccer.
What was your first car?
Oh man, 1978 Toyota Celica. Man,
Nice.
chocolate brown.
Oh, I bet that got the ladies just excited.
Yep.
What's your current car?
I have a Ford Expedition.
Okay. If you could walk around with a theme song playing in the background, what would yours be?
There you go. There you go. You know it's gonna be Gonna Fly Now, Rocky.
Gonna Fly Now. There you go. What was, last question, what's your favorite chick flick?
Oh my God. Beautiful Girls.
You're not supposed to have a favorite chick flick, Joey. Come on.
Oh,
Trick
dang it.
question.
I watched enough-
Trick
dang it. I watched
question.
enough of the films, too. I should have remembered that. Dang it.
Well, guys, first of all, Joey, thanks so much, man, for being on the show. That kind of
pleasure.
does it for us. I had a great time getting to know you even better, and I'm sure everybody out there, will get to know you better by listening to this. So just great job. I appreciate it.
No, I thank you, Mike. I really appreciate it as well. And I want to say thank you to everybody in the YouTube community who accepted me and, followed my channel and gave me support. Hey, thank you. It's a great community to be part of.
Well, we're glad you're a part of it for sure. And, man, just awesome. So everybody, again, last thing I'll say, tune in Sunday night for the YouTube Hall of Fame announcement of how that's going to work for this year. And everybody have a great night. Joe, you want to say anything as we sign off?
Hey, man, everybody be good. And like Mike said, let's all see if we can meet up at the National. I mean, those of you that can come, it's going to be great. Hey, had a little message from Jimbe. Jimmy said he's going to be at the National.
Yeah, I saw that too.
So we're looking forward to it.
That's awesome. Well, everybody, take care. Thanks for tuning in. Like the video before you check off. I'd appreciate